just said I saw the man with the guns. He pointed a gun at me. I'm sorry. I have to go get my child.
What is your name, ma'am?
Horror and heartbreak. A man with guns in the streets of New York City moments after police say he plows a pickup truck down a bike path.
The terror attack leaves 8 people dead, 11 others hurt, and the suspect shot by police, but he's expected to survive and face justice.
The eyes of the world turn to New York City once again. A terrorist striking down innocent people in the middle of the day.
The path of death littered with mangled bikes. Along that path in Tribeca, just blocks from the World Trade Center Memorial. Here's the very latest on the New York City terror attack. Anonymous law enforcement officials say this is the face of the attacker. The man accused of driving the vehicle today is Sayfullo Saipov, originally from Uzbekistan. Witnesses say he yelled Allahu Akbar as he got out of that truck. Law enforcement officials also say a note was discovered inside of the truck, barreled down that bike path. The contents are being investigated, but officials say the document supported the belief that this act was terrorism. Saipov reportedly has a Florida driver's license, but may have been living in New Jersey. Our sister station in Cincinnati says Saipov lived in that area 6 years ago and owned a business called Safe Motors.
In the wake of the attack, the governor of New York has increased security at airports, bridges, and tunnels. The victims have not been identified yet, but foreign officials say 5 of the victims are from Argentina and 1 from Belgium. The head of New York City schools says 2 staff members and 2 students were injured when a bus was struck during the attack. People across the country already honoring the victims of this attack.
The World Trade Center in New York City lit in red, white, and blue tonight in honor of freedom and democracy.
Even Major League Baseball taking time out before the start of Game 6 tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Houston Astros, and all of Major League Baseball unite to remember the lives taken in today's senseless tragedy in New York City. We send our thoughts and prayers to the victims and their families. Please join us in a moment of silence.
We have team coverage of the attack in New York City. Keith Daniels and Alexa Ashwell will join us in just a few minutes to talk about the new kinds of targets terrorists are going after.
But first, our Stephanie Woods is live in New York City. Stephanie, what does the scene look like right now?
The attacker drove down the West Side Highway bike path for more than 20 blocks, running over pedestrians and bicyclists before police finally shot him in the stomach and stopped him.
All right, she just said I saw the man with the guns. He pointed a gun at me. I'm sorry. I have to go get my child.
What is your name, ma'am?
Just 4 blocks north of the World Trade Center, New Yorkers all too familiar with terror witnessed another deadly attack Tuesday afternoon.
It happened out of nowhere. I was walking down the street. It was a normal day. I see people running and screaming, and then just multiple gunshots, one after another.
These men and women know they could have been victims too had the rampage continued.
I turned around to get away, but around 30 seconds to a minute later, I heard gunshots.
I look down and I see a truck going down towards Chambers Street. When I go down, I see 2 gentlemen laying right there in the bike lane with tire marks across their body, and you could tell that they're not here no more.
We're a couple blocks up from what is still a very active scene on West Street at Chambers Street. The investigation continues. As of now, police believe that this was a lone wolf terror attack. In Manhattan, Stephanie Woods, Fox 45 News.
Stephanie, thank you. Both the president and vice president have sent out responses to today's terrible attack. President Trump tweeted this afternoon, calling the attacker a very sick and deranged person. In another tweet, the president says he will step up his extreme vetting program, adding this is not a situation for political correctness. Vice President Mike Pence also sent out a statement on Twitter expressing his sadness and sending prayers to the victims, their families, and first responders. He also said those responsible must be held accountable.
Well, this attack happened in Manhattan, where it seems everyone has a cell phone, and they were taking pictures of this today. There you see that shot with the smashed up Home Depot truck there in the foreground. Streets closed in all directions. It looks like the NYPD has it under control. This happening shortly after the attack. Chambers Street shooting. Stay safe, guys. There's a picture of the scene there. And there is video. It says 6 people killed. We now know it was 8. And a very chaotic scene there in New York City. There you see members of the NYPD on the scene this afternoon, on the streets, and the mayor on the scene as he arrives to be briefed on what happened there in Lower Manhattan today. Kai.
Jennifer, thank you. Law enforcement says terrorists want to cause as much devastation, distraction, and even death as possible. And that often means striking unsuspecting targets where people can be caught off guard the most. In New York, the suspect struck on Halloween. Keith Daniels is live in North Baltimore, where there are trick-or-treaters out tonight. Keith?
Well, Kai, we're live where fun, candy, and kids and some spooky stuff are the focus. But tonight, so is vigilance.
I'm Batman. I'm in the Air Force.
Halloween in Medfield. Brittany Heck is out with her 5-year-old daughter, Skylar.
For the most part, it's always a good time. Everybody stays safe.
Safe and vigilant. A warning after the Halloween attack in New York, with innocent people struck down and killed along a bike path in the middle of the day. Officials warning how an unsuspecting target with people caught off guard is just what terrorists look for.
And I want to ask all New Yorkers to be vigilant. We know it's Halloween night.
Back in Medfield, Heck on what happened in New York.
It makes you scared.
While trying to focus on the tricks or treats.
It is definitely scary, and it makes you more alert, but you can't stay in the house. You still have to get out, and you can't teach your kids to be too afraid. Cautious, but not afraid.
Words they took door to door on this Halloween night. Well, live now in North Baltimore, Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Keith, thank you. Chaos. That's how witnesses described the scene before police took down the suspect in Tuesday's deadly vehicle attack. Law enforcement officials say 29-year-old Saifullah Saipov drove a rented Home Depot truck into pedestrians, cyclists, and a school bus. One bystander recalls the terror as the driver jumped out of the truck.
And he was screaming in the street. He looked frustrated, panicked, confused. From there, a whole bunch of customers started running past me. A whole bunch of people came running past my way, yelling, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun."
Saipov was reportedly holding a paintball gun and a pellet gun. He was shot in the stomach. Police say he is expected to survive that injury.
Today's attack in New York City likely has every Asian across the country on alert tonight. Fox 45's Alexa Ashwell sat down with a local former FBI agent and continues our team coverage. Alexa.
Yes, Kai, I'm told FBI agents across the country, including right here in Baltimore, are likely on alert for someone who may try to duplicate today's attack in New York City, even if there's no indication of an imminent threat. Today's terrorist attack in New York City happened on a bike trail during no special event or gathering, making it one of the most difficult scenarios to prevent, according to former FBI Special Agent Tyrone Powers.
They have kind of duplicated what they've seen in other parts of the world, and we expected that, and New York and other places have prepared for that. You can't completely prepare for it in an open city, especially in a city like New York City.
But what's often common with this MO, like today, is the suspect rented a truck to carry out his attack. Powers says federal, state, and local agencies have been working with these companies and will need to continue to do so.
Whether it's Hertz, whether it's one of the rental car companies, have high turnover in many cases. And so they're constantly training the people who come in to be on the lookout for certain individuals.
Especially as we enter the holiday season, a time Powers says when more people are out in public and terrorists may see as an opportune time for an attack.
All right, we lost Alexa shot there, but here's a look back now at what we know. About 3:05 this afternoon, a man drove a rented pickup truck down a bike path in the Tribeca neighborhood of Manhattan. The attack killed 8 people and hurt 11 others. The Associated Press and other news organizations say Saifullah Saipov was the driver of the truck. He was shot by police at the end of the attack. He is expected to survive. Stay right here. We will update you on the investigation in 15 minutes right here on Fox 45 News.
Also tonight, a major milestone for the Anne Arundel County native critically wounded in the Las Vegas massacre. See what has her friends and family feeling cautiously optimistic tonight.
And Baltimore police are on the case after someone finds a woman's body on the side of the road. Tonight, what may have happened and the search for whoever is responsible.
And looking at temperatures cooling off quite a bit out there. It's chilly as we head through the overnight. 50 degrees in Baltimore. Temperatures outside the city in the low 40s and the upper 30s. Looks like we'll see a change in temperatures warming as we get closer to the weekend. I'll time that out for you next in my forecast.
We continue to follow the day's breaking news out of New York City. A terror attack felt around the world. Tonight we know 5 Argentines and 1 Belgian national are among the 8 killed in that terrorist attack. Our team is on the scene. We'll have new developments throughout this broadcast.
The body of a woman turns up on the side of a residential street in northwest Baltimore this afternoon. And tonight police are attempting to identify her. Jeff Abel is at police headquarters with new information. Jeff.
Well, officers here got the call a little before 3 this afternoon, and moments later, they discovered the body of a woman believed to be in her late 50s lying on the side of a quiet residential street. Officers discovered the body on California Boulevard in the Howard Park community of northwest Baltimore. They've yet to determine exactly how she died or how long she'd been there, but detectives say there's evidence to suggest she may have been struck by a vehicle and was the victim of a hit and run. Well, while detectives investigate, those who live in the community say the discovery has left them unnerved.
This is really new to us. You know, it's shocking, really. Like the most we have around here, really, as far as any type of killings or murders, is deers. You know, that's it. I mean, yeah, this is something new to us now. You know, I mean, to see it hit home this close, it's like, wow.
Well, tonight the woman's body is over at the medical examiner's office. Detectives are hoping an autopsy will shed new information on how the woman died and why. At police headquarters, Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.
Las Vegas shooting victim and Crofton native Tina Frost is now out of the ICU. She just got through a round of fevers and an elevated heart rate. That's according to a GoFundMe page, which has raised almost $600,000 for her recovery. Johns Hopkins surgeons will determine the next course of action in her recovery in the next few weeks.
Time to get a check of our weather on this Wednesday, November 1st.
Yeah, we're already into November. Here's Chief Meteorologist Vitas Reed to tell us what it's going to be like when we wake up in the morning, which isn't that long from now, Vitas.
Well, it looks like the morning commute's going to be on a cool note. We'll see those temperatures in the mid-upper 40s, getting clouds building through the day. And as we get into the lunchtime hour, I think between 11 a.m. and about 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we could probably get a few passing showers through the region. 55 our temperature and topping out right around 59 degrees, mostly cloudy with a remaining sprinkle on your commute home. So it looks like there is a chance you need to keep those umbrellas nearby as we get into the later afternoon with a chance for those showers. Skycam looking at dry conditions at this time. We'll continue to see some breaks in the clouds for now, but the clouds will thicken up a little bit through the late overnight into the early morning hours. Sitting at 50 degrees in Baltimore, looking at winds calm, humidity levels 89%. We can see those temperatures only 43 degrees in Westminster, 38 in Columbia, chilly there, as well as Laurel at 39 degrees, 38 in Elkton, 38 in Chestertown, 48 in Stevensville, and then Bel Air coming in at 41 degrees. So definitely a chill in the air with this front that kind of reinforced the chilly temperatures, which is dissolving. We'll continue to see a little bit of dry air trying to push in late overnight, but then that moisture that's going to be moving in from the Ohio River Valley will trail in, giving us a chance for rain. So your extended forecast looks like this: a 30% chance for those afternoon showers right between about 11 and about 4, maybe 5 o'clock. Temperatures right around 59 degrees. Now we warm up behind this system. We're going to see 71 for Thursday. The sun returns Friday, kicking off the weekend. Pretty decent with plenty of sunshine, 73 degrees. We cool down a little bit by Saturday. looking at a mixture of sun and clouds, 60 degrees, and we have another front that's going to start making its way in on Sunday. Temperatures at 63, 30% chance for showers early parts of next week. Still some lingering rain potential on Monday and then on Tuesday, but you notice our temperatures still keep going up into the lower 70s when our normal highs should be in the low 60s. So we're seeing our temperatures get mainly above normal as we go through the next several days.
All right, Vitas, thank you. We continue to follow the day's breaking news out of New York City. 8 people dead, several others injured after a terrorist attack in Lower Manhattan. Our team is on the scene. We'll have new developments throughout the broadcast.
Also tonight, an interesting update to a local costume controversy that's gone viral. How Facebook is getting involved next.
Continuing coverage of tonight's breaking news. 8 people confirmed dead, including 5 Argentines and 1 Belgian national in a terrorist attack in New York City.
The suspect is a 29-year-old Uzbeki national who came here legally in 2010. Our team is on the scene, and we'll have new developments throughout the broadcast. New developments with those racially charged Halloween costumes worn by a group of Baltimore private school students. The pictures went viral online, and now Facebook is taking action. Dietrich Manning, a former Gilman student who's studying in England, admits he was among those who reposted the Facebook post that identified the students involved in the controversial Halloween pictures. Tonight, Manning told us Facebook deleted his post because of the language used in the actual photos themselves.
Whether or not, I guess people or I agree or disagree with it, they did what they thought was best. But I think the conversation is being had about the culture at these independent schools, and I'm glad that happened.
Manning told Fox45 yesterday that he made the post because he thought it was important to put the spotlight on his alma mater.
Netflix has now suspended production of House of Cards. This comes after Netflix announced the show would end after season 6. The decision to end the show was apparently made months ago, but revealed after those accusations that star Kevin Spacey made a sexual advance towards a 14-year-old boy back in the 80s. Industry insiders stress House of Cards has contributed not only artistically to Baltimore and the rest of Maryland, but financially as well.
They've employed hundreds and hundreds of people who live in Maryland for the last 5 years. They've obviously brought talent into the community. Many of those talented people have helped emerging filmmakers coming out of schools.
Yesterday, executives from Netflix and the show's producer, Media Rights Capital, traveled to Baltimore to meet with actors and others involved in the production. Today, they released a joint statement saying production is on hold to review the situation and address any concerns of our cast and crew.
We continue to follow today's breaking news out of New York City. 8 people are dead and several others hurt after a terrorist attack in Lower Manhattan. This is the man accused, 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov, an Uzbeki national who came here legally in 2010. Our team is on the scene in New York, and we'll have new developments throughout the broadcast. We're following breaking news out of New York City tonight, where 8 people are dead, several others hurt in a terrorist attack.
Annalisa Gale from our sister station, Washington, D.C., has new information about the suspect and the crime. She just filed this report from New York City.
Tonight, many people are out celebrating Halloween, and as they roam the streets, they're on edge and keeping their eyes peeled, and that's because authorities again are calling this an act of terror. I'm going to step out of the way here. You can still see that school bus that suspect crashed into this afternoon. New details are emerging about the man who police say slammed into cyclists and pedestrians on a bicycle path near the World Trade Center on Tuesday. Police say he used his rented Home Depot truck to carry out the attack, killing 8 people and injuring at least 12.
This was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror.
The suspect has been identified as 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov, who had a driver's license from Tampa, Florida. Police say the attack ended after he crashed into a school bus. Video appears to show him running away with an imitation firearm before an officer shot him in the stomach.
I was walking down the road. I see a group. It was 2 women and children. So they're running. I hear one of the young girls say he's got a gun.
Sources tell ABC News that he came to the United States 7 years ago from Uzbekistan. He also has previous addresses in Ohio and most recently in Paterson, New Jersey.
And in the wake of this attack, NYPD is stepping up patrol throughout the city. In Lower Manhattan, Annalisa Gale.
The Ravens get some all-too-rare good news from the injury front.
Bruce Cunningham has that story next in Sports Unlimited.
Hello, I'm Mark Hyman. The Southern Poverty Law Center gained its reputation suing the Ku Klux Klan 40 years ago. Here's what's happening behind the headlines. It claims to employ more than 100 lawyers and advocates engaged in public interest litigation. But according to its 2015 tax returns, it spent only $62,000 on legal expenses that year. That minuscule figure isn't because it's strapped for cash. It received about $58 million in donations and grants in 2015. It reports assets of nearly $1/3 of $1 billion. So where's the cash? An investigation by the Washington Free Beacon revealed the SPLC funneled millions of dollars into offshore tax havens like the Cayman Islands. Stashing money in offshore accounts is certainly a head-scratcher. The SPLC is mostly known for its hate groups map promoted by CNN and NBC News. It lists about 1,000 groups, including the Klan and skinheads. But the inclusion of others raises serious questions. Christian ministries, think tanks, and public interest law firms are named hate groups. A young woman who called into a radio show to discuss socialism is on the list. Muslims opposed to Islamic extremism are deemed hate groups. One is Majid Nawaz, who is suing the SPLC for defamation. So are Christian groups such as the D. James Kennedy Ministries and Liberty Counsel. It's gotten to the point that serious people don't take the SPLC seriously. To comment, go to BehindTheHeadlines.net. I'm Mark Hyman.
We continue with our coverage right now of the terror attack in Manhattan that's left at least 8 people dead and many more injured. What we know is police have arrested 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov, who immigrated from Uzbekistan in 2010. Authorities say he used a rented truck to hit pedestrians on a busy bike path in New York. It's being investigated as a terror attack, and witnesses say Saipov yelled Allahu Akbar after getting out of that truck. He's currently being treated for a gunshot wound and is expected to survive. Fox 45's live coverage of this attack will resume with Tom Rogers and Patrice Sanders on the Fox 45 Morning News starting at 4:30. Well, all day we've been sharing pictures of your cutest and most creative Halloween costumes on our website.
Here are a few more of your pictures. Deanna Ballou sent us this picture of a little Cruella de Vil and her Dalmatian pup, both characters, of course, from the Disney movie 101 Dalmatians.
And speaking of movies, Shanil Shakur sent in this picture of 2 men in costumes inspired by the 1988 comedy Coming to America. Where's Hakeem?
A lot of creativity. Check this one out. Elizabeth Anise shared this picture of herself dressed as, who is she? She is April the Giraffe. Oh, remember the New York Giraffe's live baby cam drew millions of viewers last spring waiting for that baby giraffe to be born?
We're still waiting, aren't we?
I think the giraffe was finally born, but that's a great costume.
Well, send us your photos and videos throughout the holiday season. Just open up your Fox 45 News app and click See It, Send It. We might show your videos or pictures live during our newscast.
All right, that's all for this late edition of Fox 45 News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Gilbert.
And I'm Kai Jackson. Now here's Bruce Cunningham with Sports Unlimited. Bruce.
Kai, the injury front has been a problem for the Ravens all season. They currently have 19 players lost for the year, but today, or yesterday, brought some all too rare good news. Veteran running back Danny Woodhead has returned to the practice field. He went down in the first series of the season opener against Cincinnati with a hamstring injury, but was placed on injured reserve, designated to return. The Ravens now have 3 weeks to evaluate him, and he could be back on the roster by the Packer game November 19th. When he does come back, the Ravens will have 5 running backs, and that one too many.
Well, it'll have to be addressed, whether we can hold on to 5 running backs or not, assuming Danny's healthy soon and is out there playing for us. That'll be decisions that'll have to be made, and they'll be like roster-wide type of decisions. We'll have to compare all of our options and try to keep the players that give us the best chance or make us the strongest team.
We learned today that Miami linebacker Kiko Alonso will not be suspended for this kill shot on Joe Flacco last Thursday night. A league spokesman said today the play's been reviewed and it was decided that no suspension is necessary, but there still could be a fine levied. Flacco's currently in the league's concussion protocol. It's still not known if he'll be able to play this Sunday. This is one of those overlapping periods on the sporting calendar. The World Series is underway. Football's entering its 3rd month, and now basketball arrives. Maryland's Terrapins open their season Thursday night with an exhibition against Division III Randolph-Macon. And at Media Day this afternoon, a lot of the talk was about transition. Gone is team focal point Melo Trimble, and this year's edition of the Terps will look and play a lot differently.
We're kind of just, putting in Melo's hands, allowing him to go make plays for us. And so for us, hopefully, we can run different type of actions to get all 5 people on the court, involved in some way. But I think our team's going to be a lot more versatile this year.
Dodger Stadium was rocking for tonight's Game 6 of the World Series. Houston winning with a 3-2 lead. This gave them a boost early. Top third, George Springer with a home run to right field. The Astros had the early lead, but the Dodgers came back, and this was the topper. Jock Peterson with the opposite field home run, and the Dodgers force a Game 7 with a 3-1 victory. You will see it tomorrow right here on Fox 45. And that'll do it for this edition of Sports Unlimited. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Bruce Cunningham. Good morning, everybody.